So step one is a desktop screening of the customer's reservoir. Here we're trying to understand whether the likelihood of the right ecology that we're looking for exists in the reservoir itself. Step two is a water sample. So all we need is 2 liters of produced water per well that we take on site directly from the wellhead. We then ship that to our lab in California for a full microbial mapping and DNA analysis. We then give a report to the customer which explains the results that we found and recommendations for next steps. So step 3, once we have the results from the lab, from the sample that we took in the previous step, we then move on to what we call a pilot test or an in situ microbial response analysis. Here, all we're looking to do is replicate the results that we found in the lab in the reservoir itself. We do this by injecting a small amount of nutrient into the reservoir via the producer through a huff and puff or a scale squeeze into the reservoir. We shut in for about 7 to 10 days. We then flow the well again and take samples on return to production. Those samples, along with the production results that we get from well tests, will tell us if the technology is working as it should be, or if there's anything that we need to improve before we move to the next step. So step 4, once we've proven the technology from the previous step in the pilot test, what we're looking then to do is move to a targeted water flood implementation. We're looking for a producer injector pairing. It's quite close and known to have a connection. What we do there is we give 3 batch treatments of the nutrient into the reservoir via the injector. We then monitor the results of the producer through both water samples as well as well tests to understand if there's any incremental oil recovery, as well as the necessary changes in the ecology that we're looking for to prove the technology is working. Another part of step 4 could be that we move to a producer treatment expansion if there's no active water flood in the field. There, we just increase the amount of nutrients that we inject into each producer and try and do that in a pattern so we can increase oil recovery for a sustained period of time across an entire field. Then step 5, naturally, we move to a full field application. Once we've proven it in a single producer, in a pilot test, we've then moved to the injector, a single producer injector pairing, or an injector that's connected to a known number of producers, and we've proven it there. That way, we can get the most effective ultimate recovery we can out of the field.